Research suggests that women with lower body counts are far more likely to remain in a marriage happily, whereas women with 7+ partners don't. What research? I would really love to know, because...
Okay, well, since you asked, I've actually just done a quick Google search, and it's probably this one from the Institute for Family Studies. As you can see here, this is divorce chances after 5 years of marriage. Yellow being the most recent research. And as you can see, if you have 0 partners, but then all of a sudden you go to 2, it goes from something like 5% chance to 30% chance. But yes, please tell us more about your specific circumstances, like the dude was asking.
Because let me throw some facts down on you. I had less than 7 partners when I got married. And through my entire marriage, I would find myself thinking, this can't possibly be it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, congratulations, right? You guys, every single time, these women always bring up their personal situation as if it's somehow unique, or they think that it defies the rules or it defies the studies because they were different. Never mind the fact, by the way, that this woman is just digging herself a deeper grave here by saying, hey, I haven't been with a whole bunch of guys and I was still unhappy in my marriage. Thus, we have the modern woman, guys, 30+ years of age. No dude wants to date them. No dude wants to marry them. But of course, guys, it's all about the very specific personal circumstances that they go through. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another headache-inducing episode, and we are going to be covering women getting triggered because essentially dudes don't want to have relationships with them, which is of course endlessly funny. Now we will return to that woman momentarily after we have covered this clip here today of a woman who has come to realizations, the sad realizations about her relationships, quote unquote, with men. Let's jump in.
To an extremely sad realization today that the reason why I allow people to hurt me so badly, and the reason why I allow people to continuously come back into my life just to hurt me over and over and over again, is because I expect to see myself in these other people. Let me explain what I mean by that. It's really hard for me to recognize that not everyone is as pure intentioned as I am.
No. Okay, so you might think that you're an angel and you have fantastic, pure intentions, guys. But let me tell you why women do this, by the way, and why a lot of guys don't want to date them. First of all, the reason why a lot of women do this, they allow these terrible men into their lives and everything is so hard and they can't get commitment. The reason why they do this is because the men are attractive. That's really what it boils down to. She wants to get a she wants something from him, whether he has a lot of money or he's highly attractive. And so that's why they allow these men to come into their lives, not give up any commitment to them whatsoever, have their bedroom fun, and then bounce, right? That's why they do it. It's because the men are attractive. It has nothing to do with how pure of intentions you are. So that's reason number one there. The other one I totally forgot, guys. These videos are so mind-numbing. Let's continue.
Recognize that not everyone is as pure intentioned as I am. I don't lie. I don't view relationships with people as transactional. I don't say things that I don't mean to people. I really pride myself on walking this earth being an authentic human being.
Okay, so here's my thing, guys. I don't think that authentic people sit there making TikTok videos about their relationships online for the validation of strangers. Now, I could be wrong, guys. There's probably some exception to the rule out there, but I am on a balance of probabilities type man, okay? When I see these women posting their TikTok videos where they're trying to display humility, but in the same breath saying that they are what was the word she used back here, guys? She just had always pure intentions, right? She's always got those pure intentions. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't believe it. These women may not view the relationships as transactional, but they are certainly going after the top percentage of men. And again, guys, women get real pissed about this when men don't give them commitment. But they are doing it for a reason. They are chasing these men because they're attractive, and then when the men don't give up the commitment, we have to insult the dudes. That's really what it comes down to. I have such pure intentions, but this man, he just came along and manipulated me and used me. Get the hell out of here. It only works so many times, guys. Let's continue.
This lifetime. Maybe I'm just too naive. Maybe this is one of the lessons I'm supposed to learn in this lifetime, but I just automatically assume that everyone else is the same. And so, for example, if a man hurts me, right? This is like the most obvious example. If a guy hurts me and he comes back, I naturally want to give him another chance because I think to myself, oh, I've been able to change and grow over this amount of time, and I know that if I was in this person's shoes, I would have learned from this lesson and tried to make a change. And
no, false. Guys, the reason why these women allow these men back into their lives over and over again, only to bounce and give them no commitment whatsoever, no marriage, no ring, no relationship, no nothing. The reason why they allow this is because usually they just find the men attractive. They are highly attracted to the men for whatever particular reason. Maybe he's her physical type, or maybe she's, at that stage in her life where she's looking for provisioning. So, she's going to keep trying to get that relationship. Whatever the case may be, guys, there is a logical reason why women do this crap. They like to make these videos and try and convince people that it's all this esoteric nonsense about finding their soulmate and about how they have pure intentions and they're just looking for love and things like this. But women are actually very, very practical when it comes to dating. Now, me personally, guys, I don't have an issue with this, right? If you were to come out here and actually be honest on these videos, wouldn't particularly give a damn. I mean, I don't give a damn either way. But I just find it very interesting how they will lie to your face and call themselves authentic. Like, if you're letting dudes back into your life simply because you find them physically attractive, that's fine. Just say that. But the reason they can't say that is because it makes them look bad. We can't even be honest in this capacity. I have no issue, guys, if the dating reality is absolutely brutal. I would rather just people be honest about it, to be honest with you. If you're going to make these videos and talk about these things, at least you could be honest on said videos. You see what I'm saying? But none of these women are honest, guys. And if they are, it's funny because either, number one, they're trying to make money, right? They're selling like some dating course or whatever for like $1,000 and they don't even... they don't believe the things that they're saying. That's number one. Or number two, they come to these realizations when they're in like their 40s or something, and maybe they've had a son or two or something like this, and they're like, now they want to give useful information, or now they're like 40 and now they've realized. You see what I'm saying? But again, complete nonsense, guys. Complete nonsense.
For this amount of time, and I know that if I was in this person's shoes, I would have learned from this lesson and tried to make a change. And
just by the way, she hasn't learned from any lessons and she hasn't tried to make any changes. Case in point, guys, she's allowing these men back into her life, by the way.
And be consciously aware of my actions moving forward. So obviously they're going to do the same, and then they don't do the same. And then I'm left sitting there in shambles, absolutely heartbroken, wondering why this person came back only to do the same thing they did before.
Okay, I don't know why your dad is not telling you this. Maybe he's not in the picture, but I'm just going to spell it out very clearly for you. He didn't want a relationship with you. He was only interested in the bedroom fun. I'm keeping it real. This is why dudes do this. They come back into your life, they have their fun, and then they leave. And the reason for this is because they're not looking for anything serious with you. They don't want to get married to you. They don't want to have a relationship. Now, there's usually a variety of reasons for this. Usually, they don't view you as long-term relationship material. A lot of guys have no reason to commit to modern women, especially in terms of things like marriage and such, right? They just get screwed over for doing so. There's plenty of reasons why dudes don't do this, but at the end of the day, I don't know why your father isn't telling you this, but the guy just doesn't want to commit to you. He just wants to have his fun and he wants to leave. And notice how, guys, I'm just telling her the brutal truth of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could sit here and say, well, maybe you guys didn't connect on a spiritual level and he had some healing to do and it's not the right time. I could get on here and say nonsense like that, but it's just completely not the truth. The reason why men are doing this is because they're not interested. And a lot of modern women, quite frankly, are not worth the effort, guys. They're just TikTok ranting weird people. I'll be honest. Now, not every girl has a TikTok and is making TikTok videos like this, obviously, guys. But there are certainly a lot of crazy modern women out there. Let's not get it twisted.
Because God forbid, if it were me, I wouldn't do that. And the same can go for friendships and family relationships. It doesn't really matter what the situation is, but the point being is it like hurts 100 times more being the way that I am and being so understanding and being so empathetic that
guys, what have I said about people calling themselves kind and empathetic in videos? You can never believe it. And I do find it funny. I'm sorry, guys, but this woman being in shambles, struggling, I find it really funny because at the end of the day, she does this to herself. Women actively decide to do this to themselves. You know, you might tell a young man this, and he might go, oh, okay, I feel sorry for you because he doesn't know any better. He doesn't understand the situation. But particularly guys who have seen this crap enough, maybe the older guys, maybe the dudes who have been your shoulder to cry on for too long, they understand what this is, and they feel no empathy for you whatsoever. I find it to be incredibly funny. And then the real kicker is trying to label herself as though she's the kind and empathetic one. Now, I want to really stress this, guys. When this kind of stuff happens to a woman once, usually she's doing this to men at a ratio that's far higher, right? So, she's getting ignored. Some dude doesn't want a relationship with her. He's leading her on, or maybe he's not. Maybe he's very clear. The women still chase them anyway. If she wanted that loving, caring relationship, she could check her Instagram DMs. Right, there'll be some dude in there who would be willing to love her and give her the world and have a relationship with her, but she doesn't want him because he's not interesting, right? He's too interested. Like, get the hell out of here. But yeah, she's kind and empathetic. Right.
just hurting me in the end, because I genuinely go into every interaction that I have with another human being assuming that they are as pure intentioned as I am, which obviously is not the case. If anything,
No.
I would say most people are not that way, but for some reason I still choose to see and believe the best in people.
Yeah, so we're always trying to package this, guys, as though she's naive. She's just, wanting to see the good in people. But really, the translation is she just wants to have bedroom fun with Chad and she can't get a relationship out of him. That's really what it boils down to. And I'll say this, guys, a lot of people suck. Like, let's just keep it real. A lot of men out there, they suck. A lot of women out there, they suck. People are not the greatest. This is why it's important, by the way, to have such a strong family unit so that they can teach you, boundaries, self-respect, how not to get manipulated by people, how not to lie to yourself, and so on and so forth, guys. Like, a lot of people will treat, men and women alike, will treat you terribly if you allow them to treat you terribly. Like, there are people out there, guys, who, like, they will take every advantage they get. They will absolutely use you and throw you away. Now, in this case, by the way, the woman is also using the dude. She's hooking up with him. It takes two to tango, okay? She's actively making this decision. But you see my point, guys. Absolutely, people suck. And it's important to have self-respect and boundaries. This is why fathers are so important in family units, by the way, because typically they are the ones who install this, or at least, traditionally that's what they did as the disciplinarian of the children. But hey, we can thank modern day womanism, court systems, etc. You don't need fathers anymore, guys. You have the government. Isn't that working out well for these ladies, quote unquote ladies?
And I'm sitting here right now really beating myself up over the fact that I have been feeling really sad the past few days over the heartbreak that I experienced, 2 months ago now? Like, I just cannot wrap my head around the fact that the person that I was with did what he did. After saying everything he said and after how well he treated me, that he just did what he did to me.
By the way, I want you guys to really notice the language that's being used here. This is not a boyfriend that she's describing. This is not a committed relationship. This is not a husband. She's using this language because she knows she can't say boyfriend because he wasn't her boyfriend. Oh yes, he was kind to you. Yes, you guys may have had a few heart-to-hearts. At the end of the day, this doesn't matter. You didn't have a relationship with the guy, and that's the end of it. And it really is, guys. And a lot of these women, what they do is like they pull this shocked Pikachu face, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe he treated me this way again. But again, they just actively do this to themselves. Like they absolutely do. He did this terrible thing to me. And the thing is, a lot of the times, these women are dating multiple different dudes at the same time. and then they wonder why the men don't want to commit to them, right? Like, why would a guy come along, have a relationship with you, commit to you, when you're talking to multiple dudes at the same time? Now, you can call this roster dating, you can call this being inefficient, but let me tell you what the men call it: a waste of time talking to you. That's what they call it, guys. Men will actively put you into the for fun bucket only if you display that you are this type of woman. So a lot of women like to try and hide this crap, but again, you know, eventually the dude will kind of figure it out and not be very happy with it. Let's keep going.
And yet there's still parts of me that miss this person, which I should not miss this person. I should be absolutely disgusted and never want to think of him or see him again. But my brain is simply choosing to focus on the good parts and thinking about, well, when he comes back, like, he'll definitely be different. It's like, no, stop, he won't. Have you not learned your lesson the first 50 times with all the other people?
And there it is. So this is number one, guys. This is what we call an alpha widow. That's the terminology that is used to describe these women, right? They're still attached to these previous guys. And this is why you can't have a relationship with them, by the way. So imagine you're a new guy, right? You come along, you think you've found this woman. She's great. Everything seems to be going well. But in reality, you have these women who are just attached to the previous dudes that they were with. Mind you, these previous guys weren't even boyfriends. They weren't even marriages, and yet she's still attached to this previous guy. Not only that, but she has done this 50 plus times. Look, this is not even my words, guys. Like, people will come on my videos and they'll be like, Taylor, don't you think, you know, you're being a bit extreme saying that these women have been with 37 different men? This woman literally says right here, 50. And I guarantee you she's lowballing this as well. You don't have to believe me, guys, but I'm telling you, so many of these women have been with so many damn dudes. And the thing is, their pair bonding ability is absolutely fried. Let me bring back up this chart momentarily that I'm going to be using when we go back and cover the first woman of today's video. Now, guys, I'm not the biggest geek when it comes to studies. I don't read through all of this crap, okay? I just comment as I think. But this seems really damn realistic to me based on my personal observations, right? You have 0 partners on the left-hand side, you can see here, and it constitutes about 5% divorce rate. Mind you, this is a chart that is after 5 years of marriage. A lot of the times women are initiating divorces before 5 years is even up, so bear that in mind if you think that these statistics are somewhat reasonable, because they're still very damning. So, you know, 0 partners, roughly 5% chance of divorce in the 2000s. Again, this probably has gone up since then because women's entitlement has also gone up, as well as their body counts. But as you can see, 2+ partners, you're already jumping up to 30% chance of divorce. Like, dudes understand this, man. When they consider getting into relationships with you, they know that men understand that you don't have an ability to pair bond with them. Like, you simply do not have the ability to connect and actually work through issues and try and solve them.
Stop, he won't. Have you not learned your lesson the first 50 times with all the other people? And it's just so frustrating. Like, I'm not saying that I don't wish I was a different way. Like, I really do like the way that I am, but it's just so annoying how I expect others to be like me, which isn't fair to them because I'm just projecting onto them. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know how to stop it. Like, I really don't. And I just wonder, like, what else I'm gonna have to do to finally learn this lesson, because it is eating me alive and, like, I just don't want to deal with it anymore.
Okay, so let me answer this woman's question, what it will take for her to learn this lesson. The truth of the matter is, you will never learn this lesson. It is too late for you. I don't mean to be an a-hole when I say that, guys. I'm not even saying that as a joke. By the time women get to this point, it is simply too late. The pair bonding ability is absolutely fried. What's going to likely end up happening is this woman's going to continue doing this. She's going to go through all of these heartbreaks and so on and so on. As her biological clock starts telling her, hey, maybe it's time to have kids, maybe it's time to get married. And she's going to do this right up until the deadline, like many modern women do, and then they decide that, hey, I need to really start to get things moving. I need to have a kid now. I need to get married now. And so what they do is they go ahead and they do this thing, you know, the marriage, and have kids with a man that they don't respect because they know he will be available for a relationship. And then they end up divorcing him and going back to these same behaviors. Now, not every single woman will do this, but it certainly is a very common trend, particularly for the women on TikTok, and ever increasing average modern day daily women, essentially, right? That's the pattern of it, guys. It really is. I made a flow chart on this the other damn episode, man. And also, food for thought here, guys. Imagine for a moment, have you guys ever done this thought experiment? Imagine for a moment this woman was actually a man, right? We just switched her gender immediately. She was just a fully grown adult man, same age and everything. You already know that these women, if they were men, would absolutely creep the hell out of women. Like, these women would absolutely, behavior-wise, be the biggest creeps ever. And yet they're always on TikTok trying to give dudes advice on like how to approach them and stuff like this. Now, maybe this woman's different. Maybe she's not doing that particular stuff. But like, switch the bodies, guys. Women have absolutely no idea. You know, because they're out here expecting relationships of dudes. Imagine if she was a dude expecting relationships from women and stuff like this. She'd be the type of woman who, as a man, would be in a girl's DMs and, you know, like she'd be that meme of, can I get a hug? You feel me? But let's continue. Enough procrastinating, guys. Let's jump back into the first clip of today. And this is the woman who, you know, she's a little bit pissed because men not really interested in dating women who have been with a whole bunch of different dudes. Excuse me, marrying women. So let's jump into this clip.
Research suggests that women with lower body counts are far more likely to remain in a marriage happily, whereas women with 7+ partners don't. What research? I would really love to know.
No, you wouldn't. If you would actually love to know, here's what this woman would do if she wasn't being facetious and passive aggressive. What she would do is she would just Google it like I did. Guys, like I didn't have this on hand, okay? I just Googled it. It comes up in 2 seconds. There's a bunch of things referencing the exact same study. This is the Institute for Family Studies. She doesn't care to know. She doesn't want to know this because it's unflattering. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue.
What research? I would really love to know, because let me throw some facts down on you. I had less than 7 partners when I got married. And through my entire marriage, I would find myself thinking, this can't possibly be it.
Guys, what is it with women and trying to disprove statistics and generalizations with their personal circumstances? And by the way, even when they say their personal circumstances, oftentimes it doesn't exclude them from the statistics anyway. Like, this woman could have been right. She's like, I've been with less than 7 guys. Okay, let's assume that she was with 4 to 5 guys, or maybe even 3. That still puts the divorce rate up significantly. That doesn't prove anything. But notice how she intros it like, let me lay some facts down on you, as if your personal relationship experiences constitute facts insofar as what the hell we're talking about. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. This is like me coming out here, guys, and someone says to me, I mean, I don't ride a motorbike. I'm just giving an example here. But let's just say someone says to me, hey, Taylor, did you know that if you ride a motorcycle, you are X amount of times more likely to be seriously injured in a crash? And I go, well, I haven't heard of that study. I'd be interested to hear it. But me personally, I've been riding, let me lay some facts down on you. I've been riding a motorcycle every single day to work, and I haven't been in a single crash. People would be like, okay, that's nice, Taylor, but it doesn't disprove anything. You're still way more likely to get into a crash if you ride a motorcycle. But like, these people, they don't understand statistics. They cannot think about these things, right? And I'm not, going to pull up a study every single time I can and all of this kind of stuff. I reference them occasionally, but I'm not someone who, I just respond to these videos with what I think, guys. But at least I can understand what statistics actually represent, and I don't think that bringing in your personal circumstances constitute facts. But all right, let's keep going.
I cannot spend the rest of my life having schmegs with this person, the quality of schmegs that I'm having.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably thinking the same damn thing, wasn't he?
So I would actually venture to say that not having a high amount of partners previous to marriage makes you more likely to leave the marriage.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. So let me get this straight. By this woman's logic, okay, let's wind it back a bit here. By this woman's logic, guys, if a woman has been with a whole bunch of dudes, then she's more likely to stay. I don't know about that one. Don't know about. Yeah, guys. So here's what you do, right? You want to find your absolute queen who's never going to leave you. Go to some club and go to the dance floor, find the woman who looks the most promiscuous, who has clearly been with the most amount of men. That right there, guys, that is your wife, and if she selects you, that is, right, if you're lucky enough to be selected by this highly promiscuous woman dancing on the club floor, then statistically speaking, according to this woman, that is your wife right there. She's never going to leave you. Like, what is this logic, guys? Like, they just do it based on how they feel. I swear to you, it's not even based on any form of common sense. Like, I would accept common sense, guys. You don't even have to know the studies. You don't have to do the Googling like I did, even though it took 2 seconds and you said you were being interested in knowing. You know, if we could apply basic common sense, I think I would be happy. But we just can't do it, guys. We just absolutely can't do it.
I mean, did that dictate my entire choice? But was that definitely a part of it? I mean, I was unhappy in the marriage based on that, like, I couldn't see myself with the quality of bedroom intimacy for the rest of my life. I wasn't going to do it.
And yet she still decided to marry him. Right? And this is the funny thing, guys, is women will go out here, they'll marry these guys, and then they'll divorce the dude because it's beneficial to them to do so. And then they highlight all of these issues that they could have seen from miles away. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, that just wasn't there. I found him unattractive. Okay, if you find the dude unattractive, maybe don't marry the guy you find unattractive. You're doing both of you a disservice. I mean, you're doing less of you a disservice for you specifically, I mean, because you can just divorce him and take his crown, as these women know and often do. But you see my point, guys. They're like, oh, this man, he was so unattractive, or his personality was terrible, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, why did you marry him then? Why did you have 3 children with him and so on? I don't know if this woman had 3 kids, but you see my point. It's like they don't see this, right? Because what they're doing is they're getting married for a reason, because getting married is a scam for men, guys. And every single time, or at least most times these days, women view it as though they're settling because they've been with a whole bunch of different dudes who looked better in the bedroom, had a nicer car, maybe a different dude had a house, and so on. And they're pissed because they, like this woman over here, by the way, couldn't lock them down. That's really what it boils down to. Can't lock down a man, got to cry about it on TikTok.
Quality of bedroom intimacy for the rest of my life. I wasn't going to do it. So, I would much rather be with someone who, if I'm going to be monogamous, in a monogamous relationship, I would much rather be with someone who's satisfied their curiosity and has had some really great adventures than someone who still is thinking there's a lot more to be seen out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's because you're a woman, right? You're applying woman logic to men. What you find interesting in a man, you're applying that to what men should be interested in. Now, here's the thing, guys, right? Like, women are oftentimes attracted to the dudes who have more experience, right? Like, they say, I'll see comments like this all the time. Well, I want a guy with a low body count as well. And I say to that, okay, go out there, get with a dude who's been with no women. But you know what the women do? They don't do that. They don't hold men to the same standards that men hold them to. You see what I'm saying? What they do is they will actively go out here. They will chase the players, man. They'll chase the bad boys. They will chase the dudes who have experience, who are smooth, who are attractive, who have done the thing 100 damn times. He knows exactly what to say and do. Everything's just a smooth experience. She doesn't want the guy who's shy and awkward and doesn't know what to do, and it's his first time, and his hands are sweaty and so on, because he hasn't had that experience before. Women go with dudes who have experience. Now, I'm just, and this woman reflects that, right? She's like, oh, well, I would go with a guy who's had his fun and he's ready to settle down now and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's nice, but that's not what men are interested in. You can be interested in whatever the hell you want to be interested in. This is a free market, guys. Men and women, you can have your own standards. But at the end of the day, the market reflects what you'll actually end up with. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.